Great. Hello and welcome to another episode of the C Squared podcast. This is Curtis here with Holly and Lindsay, and we are here today with Doro Pesch, who is a legend of heavy metal. And we're going to be speaking with her for the next 20-25 minutes about her new album and some other things as well. So first of all, thank you for joining us, Doro.
Thank you for having me, guys and girls. That's awesome.
So first question is, can you do a tiny little intro about who you are for the few people that may not know who you are?
Yeah. My name is Doro Pesch, and I started in the 80s, and I had many bands, and my most successful band was Warlock, and and I always wanted to stay in that band Warlock, but we had trouble one time with the name, so we called it Doro. And 20 years later, I'm allowed now to use the name Warlock again. And there's a new release coming up. It's the Triumph and Agony Live to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Triumph and Agony, which was one of my favorite records we've ever done. And my first time that I was in the United States, and everything fell into place. And it was 87, 88, and man, the best time for metal. So good memories on that. And yeah, that's the reason why we did Triumph and Agony Live.
Very cool. Well, why did you pick it after 35 years though? Why, like most people do like the 20th, the 10th, but why did you pick the 35th?
We started recording on the 30th anniversary. I called my guitar player from the 87, 88 era, Tommy Bowen, and I said, hey, Tommy, the album is almost 30 years. We have to celebrate. Shall we play it one time in its entirety? And Tommy said, oh, I was waiting for this phone call. Let's do it. And we always stayed friends, but we never thought about this record, playing it in its entirety. So we did it the first time in Sweden, 2017. And then we did a tour in America, in Spain, played all these great festivals, Grass Pop Festival and Norway Rock. And then when we had this lockdown and like the pandemic, the last 1.5 years, when we knew we can't go on tour anymore, no festivals, no shows, then I went back into the studio, and then I was going through all the archives and checking out things. And then I thought, let's do the Triumph and Agony Live. And I saw the footage. Actually, Sweden Rock was such a great festival, and the cameras were like mint, and the audio was awesome. So we worked on it, and we worked on it the last 6 months. And now it's coming out by the end of September. So we have something to celebrate the 35th anniversary, which is coming up actually, next year. But we thought, September, that's good. So we can celebrate next year or next year maybe. And but it was one of my favorite records. And I would have probably never even thought of it if we would go on tour. We were always on tour, like nonstop, but that was actually great. And and I could really listen to it, check out many bootleg videos as well. So the live CD is coming with a Blu-ray, and it's like the performance of Sweden Rock and a nice documentary, and you can see all kinds of things from our Megadeth tour in 1988 and the Dio tour in 87. There was our tour in Europe the first time, and Dio was my main inspiration, my favorite singer. So that was a dream come true. And actually everything was leading up to Triumph and Agony. We had a couple of records out before, and and it was just building and building and building. And Triumph and Agony was amazing. The times, everything, and the people involved. For example, Cozy Powell played a couple of songs on this, like the legendary Cozy Powell, and so it was really cool.
Cool.
Oh, it's my turn next. Okay, I've got to ask, what is it like for you having reached this milestone? Because like the 35th anniversary, it's something that so many bands can only dream of achieving.
Actually, I always wanted to do music my whole life. Actually, I made up my mind when I was 3 years old, and I fell in love with music. It wasn't heavy metal back then because it didn't exist, but my first song, which I remember, it was a key experience. It was Lucille by Little Richard, and I was 3 years old, could just like work this little record player, and I listened to it 1,000 times. my parents thought I would be crazy. So, and then when I was 15, 16, I had my first band. That was called Snakebite, then the band Beast, then Attack, and then Warlock. And we formed in 1982. And it was just the beginning when metal was growing and getting bigger and bigger. So, yeah. And then after the first record, I knew I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. I was a graphic artist while doing music, but then it took over. And yeah, and then I thought, yeah, whatever it takes, I wanna become a musician. And it was always great. I was always treated really great, like by all the other bands or fans. Anyhow, with the fans, I had a great connection from day one. So that was super. And I love people, and I love to empower people and give them good energy, good power, make them happy. And yeah, and ever since, now we have, I think, 20 records out. But Triumph and Agony, that was the biggest in America. And it was our big breakthrough, I guess, throughout the whole world. And the song Oh Yeah became a big hit. And oh God, it was great. So wherever I go, we always play Oh Yeah and the German song Für immer, and everybody sings along. And it's like, yeah, so we didn't expect it when we were doing the Triumph and Agony album, but yeah, it made it pretty big. And yeah, and it was great. But we had so much fun making the record, so there was certain magic. And yeah, and then my first big tour was with Judas Priest in 1986. That was my favorite band, so I couldn't have asked for more. Then we toured with Wasp in the UK, and then when Triumph and Agony came out, it was Ronnie James Dio, and in the States it was Megadeth and Sanctuary. And yeah, and then we took it from there, and then many more records and duets and tours, like with Motorhead and Saxon. And yeah, so yeah, and we played a couple of big festivals, which I think that was like a door opener for us. It was in '86. It was the legendary Monsters of Rock festivals, two in Germany and one in England. And back then in the '80s, it was super important that England would give you a go, that you can go all over the world, tour, or get a worldwide record release. Yeah, and the third album, True Steel, it was the first release, but it was supported. So, everybody wanted to check it out, how it goes. And the Triumph and Agony album, Sunny, we got big time support and big videos, and everybody was totally like, going full force. And that was a dream come true. And yeah, and then a few years later, there was another thing in my life which I will never forget. When I was growing up, I was a big Kiss fan. And then Gene Simmons, he produced one of our records in 1989, 90. And it was super, super nice. And I always felt really, I felt good. Everybody was very nice to me, supported me. And yeah, and then it felt good to be a woman. It was never a problem. I was always like, one of the guys, or, everybody knew that I was like, yeah, taking it really seriously, and not giving up, like after, when it goes up and down, sometimes, maybe people think, yeah, it was just a short career, but I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Nice.
Hi, Doro. I'm Lindsay. I'm up next for a question. So nice to finally meet you. So your music has gone all over the world, and it's impacted so many lives through so many decades. Your career is incredible. And I just wanted to know, has there been any point in time that was really important and memorable to you, where your fans impacted you, like they were able to give back to you in a way?
Oh, yeah, actually, I must say, from day one, I felt their energy and love and support. And when we did our first couple of shows and the first festivals, I really thought, yeah, man, the fans, that's that's the most important thing to me. I always felt inspired, motivated. And till this day, the fans are the most important thing in my life. There's nothing else. That's the reason why I never got married or formed a family. I don't have any kids. I just have, the CDs and the fans. And I always felt big time supported. And it was, I guess, yeah, it was a love for metal, and I'm still a metalhead. So the fans, they know that I still love metal. I still, go to concerts or festivals. I think we are all one. It's not that you're on stage, that you are the, band, and then the fans. To me, the fans, they are my family and they are my best friends, and we are all soldiers of metal, and we all live for the same, for the same ideas and goals. And I think the metalheads, they have the heart in the right place, and that's what I appreciate so much. And there's a feeling, there's a deep connection. It is sometimes hard to explain, but it was, I think, there from the beginning. Even like when we played small clubs, I always felt like, felt the energy. And and still, like, even when times, I must say, like, since I'm doing it for such a long time, it really goes always up and down, up and down. Sometimes time is on your side and sometimes not so much. Like, for example, in the 90s when grunge totally took over, but we could still go on tour, do it. Like, the fans were still there. And, even when the industry didn't support it that much, but the fans, they were always there. Can always count on the fans. And I'm really grateful for that. And yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh, that's lovely. Right, okay, my next question for you. Has your outlook on the industry changed? Because obviously your career has spanned for so many years. You must have seen so many things. It'd be fascinating to know, if your sort of outlook of the music industry as a whole, or just in the metal scene, has changed in any way.
Actually, I must say, our first album, that was called Burning the Witches. We had a little independent label. It was in Belgium called Mausoleum. And we just did music for fun. And, we didn't care if it would be successful or nothing. It was just, that we enjoyed playing for people. And then the second album was with a major label. That was Hellbound. And that was pretty cool. And, we had a longer production, a bigger studio, a producer. And then on the third album, I really felt they put so much pressure on us to sell records. And, and we were a metal band. And then they compared us with like the big pop acts and, and the numbers, what pop bands would do. And it was too much pressure. And when you do music or write songs, you definitely have to be free, like a free spirit, and, do and say and sing what you feel. So the third album was really heavy. And then it got changed. The mix was suddenly very radio friendly, which for a metal band, oh God, even the word radio friendly, it means pop or very commercial. And and then even the lyrics, I was always writing the lyrics. And then they said, which I thought, that of course, somebody has to look over them, because I'm not a native speaker. And sometimes, we did it throughout the dictionary. So I said, cool, if another person is coming in, tweaking the lyrics, I'm very happy. And, and then this person, he didn't even tweak the lyrics. He totally rewrote the songs, and from metal songs and like really metal messages, they suddenly became totally like, like really normal, very pop. And the third album, I really sang under tears, but I had to do it. So, and I thought, oh no, man, and doing compromises like this. And then when I came to America, when we started the Triumph and Agony album, it was the first time that I felt totally free again to do and say and sing whatever I really felt. And I think that was the secret behind the success and the magic, that it was totally free and like and really honest. And and then it became really, really successful, which that was awesome. And the next album, everybody said, like, okay, Triumph and Agony was just the beginning. Now it has to sell 10 times more, the next album. So the pressure was on again. And I think, when you're a band or a musician, it is very hard to talk to people who are interested in selling big time records, because it's a different mind frame. And as a musician, you just want to do, what you feel, especially in the metal world. I think you always have to be yourself, It's not like pop. You can't manufacture something, and I think you can't fake something, and then it will be a big hit. That doesn't work. Like they always tried it on me, and then and sometimes in some records I said, well, you have to completely change your style, change your look, cut off your hair, dye it black. There was one record, it was called Love Me in Black, and I said, okay, if you want to name it Love Me in Black, then you have to cut off all your hair and dye it black. And then I said, but no more black leather either, like nice, pretty colors. And I thought, no. So, but the consequence was that this album didn't come out in America. So sometimes you have to, sometimes you have to take punches and still go on, get up and, try again. And it's sometimes hard. So in the 80s and 90s, the music industry was so much bigger, and there was so much, like so much more, like they had so much more power and money, and if they didn't like what you would do, then you would be gone. The same in the grunge era, many bands, they just got dropped because it wasn't anymore what they wanted to support. So sometimes you really have to stick it out, do your best, never give up, always go on. But that's why they call it the music business. It's like, for a few people, for many people, it's a business, and they don't care about the band so much or the song, or it's like, so it was always hard to deal with that, and sometimes I believed in a song so much, I said, or a whole record, and I said, no, I would like to have it exactly like it is. And I said, it needs to be like more radio-like, and you have to change lyrics, change the sound, change producers, and but that never worked. Sometimes we tried it out, but it never worked. So I must say, it's heavy to deal with industry people, because they're looking for different things, and I'm only concerned about the fans and about a great record, great songs. So it's it's difficult. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Wow, you're so inspiring. You have no idea. I'm just sitting here and listening. I'm like, you've been through a lot. You've done some incredible things. My next question is about success, but I have to say your cardboard cutout behind you just says you've made it.
Actually, we always had some little, gadgets like that one. Actually, on the new upcoming release, we have the biggest album cover in the world again. It's the Warlock hugging me, and we had it in '87. That made the Guinness Book of World Records, but now it's twice the size, and that's that thing.
Oh, wow. So iconic. Nice. Oh, I love it. You got two cardboard cutouts.
Many. And the stomach was like, it holds the album, and it was so great. So it was for the diehard fans. But now we are in the middle of making an even bigger album cover. It's like it's a cardboard thing, and there's a vinyl record coming out in the back. And so I love all these kind of things, and old school, and but that one was like, somebody made it. I had nothing to do with it. So
was it a fan gift or promo?
Not a fan, but it was between a friend and a fan.
I love it.
That's cool. I want one, because I saw it in some record stores, and I thought, that's cool. And it was, I guess, a promotion thing. And I said, I want one too. So I got it.
I love it. So, okay, my final question was, if you can answer it as quickly as you like, I just wanted to know, with everything you've been through, like, what is your definition of success? Like, where do you stand with what you think success is for your career and in life?
I think success is when you have the freedom to do whatever you love, whatever you feel, and and you're lucky when people believe in you or support you. But if nobody believes in you, you just have to believe in yourself. And and my dream was always to do music, and then I'm happy. Big venues is great, big festivals is great, but small clubs with sweaty people, like headbanging in my face, I'm just as happy. So I would say when you find something what really makes you happy, what you want to do, I think that is, to me, like that's success. It's not charts or record sales. Of course, it's great when something is successful, but it doesn't have to be. I'm always happy when for example, when I have a song or a record, when I'm 100% happy with it, which is usually a long way to get there. And some people think, oh my God, she doesn't like the mix, we have to do it again. And yes, it has to be perfect. So when I have a song, which I think, I want to present it to the fans, and maybe I think some other people will feel the same and love it, then that's good. That's, to me, success. And and always, doing music, that would be so awesome. So if it would go on like this, especially in this heavy times and stuff, and I like to make people happy, that makes me happy. So that, to me, is success. And just like doing what you love, that's like the best thing. And
I love it. That's so amazing. Thank you so much.
You're
All right.
very welcome.
Doro, we've come to the end of the interview, and I want to just say thank you for doing this with us. It was really, really appreciated.
Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Harley. Thank you, Lindsay. And thank you, everybody out there, all the metalheads, all the rock fans. Thank you for having me. I wish you all the best and keep on rocking, stay metal. And I hope I see you and talk to you very soon. And maybe on a new album that's coming out next year. But now we concentrate on the Triumph and Agony live. And we are excited. We can't wait till the fans will hear it and see it. And I hope everybody loves it. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks again, Doro.